This video is sponsored by sellcashier.com. Sellcashier pays top dollar for your used iPhone. Get a quote, ship your phone, and get paid. It's that simple. What's up, Geeksters? It's me, Omar from GeeksterLabs.com. How you doing today, guys? Well, the product I'm going to be showing you is something that was sent to me free for review from Speck. And today we have the Speck MightyShell for the iPhone 6. And so this case is a little bit different from the candy shell that you guys may be familiar with. The candy shell is obviously a really popular case, but this case is made to be a little bit more durable. And from right off the bat, probably the biggest difference you can tell is that on the back of this, the candy shells are very high gloss, have a real nice high gloss finish to them. This is a little more matte finish to it, and it is slightly bulkier. Not maybe bulkier might be a wrong word to use. It feels a little more sturdier. It doesn't feel like they've added much bulk to this case if you compare a candy shell compared to this case, which I'll do in a little bit. But overall, it's a very nice style case. The one thing I don't like about the candy shells is that because it is that high gloss finish, the back gets scratched up really easily. That's not going to be the case with the MightyShell because it has a finish to it that's not like glossy, really high gloss like the candy shell is. This one does retail for $50, so it's a little more expensive than the candy shell, but it is a lot more durable, and it does feel a little more protective. I didn't think it would seem that different while using it, but it actually does feel a little more sturdier and a little more bulkier. Like I said, bulkier is probably the wrong word. More sturdier for sure. I think the sides are a little bit thicker, and there's a little bit more lay on the table design with like the slight lip on the edge of it. And I'll show you how that looks with the iPhone in there. As you can see, it has those kind of shock absorption rings. So they claim this has twice as much protection, like military drop grade protection, as other cases out there. So I didn't test that because I'm not going to be dropping my phone to test it out, but I can attest that it does feel a little bit thicker, a little bit more sturdier than other cases I have seen. It is quite tough to pop out your phone to take it out of there. So let me go ahead and show you. Basically, it just pops right in just like any other case does for any other phone. Pops in like that. So there's that. So let me get a candy shell so I can show you the comparison. So here we have a candy shell. As you can see, they're not much bigger than, about the same size. The edges are where it's pretty obvious. The edges are a little more thicker around the outer surroundings of the MightyShell compared to the candy shell. But the thickness itself is not that obvious. It's not that much thicker than the candy shell. So just one thing to keep in mind. I know some people, it's hard to know what it looks like when you can't compare the two, but it's really, honestly, does not add much bulk to your phone when your phone is inside this case. So let's do some close-ups and let me show you all the accessibility aspects of it. Alright, let's start on the side here, and here we have our mute switch right there, a nice large opening for that. Should be no issues getting your finger into there to switch that off and on. The volume buttons are being covered up, but you can still feel a nice click through there. It's very soft silicone. As you can see, it's in that inner shell, the inner layer. It's not the outer gray layer there, so it's very soft, easy to push. Get to the bottom here. We have one large opening for the headphone jack and the microphone, so there's not two separate openings there. And it's a pretty large opening when it comes to using other headphone jacks. I don't think you'll have any issues finding the headphones that'll fit in there pretty easily. Sometimes the opening's a little bit smaller, and some larger tipped headphones will not fit in there, but I didn't have any issues using this one right here. As you see on the bottom, we have a big nice opening for the lightning connector. That's usually another issue I have on some of these cases. Sometimes you can't use 30 or lightning connectors that are larger than the Apple lightning connector, but this one I didn't have any issues at all. Plus it's kind of soft, so there's a little bit of play there, so if you need to push it in there a little bit hard to make some room for it, you do have some of that space that you can move it around. Speaker grill, nice big opening for that, no issues with hearing that, very good quality. Get to the side, our sleep wake button is also blocked off, but it has that nice soft silicone touch right there, so you can still feel the click whenever you're using it, so that's really nice. You don't have to push very hard on there. Get to the back, we have our camera and our secondary microphone and our flash right there. Nice big opening for that, no bounce off with the flash case. You can see the thickness of the back right there from the side. So you can see there is some thickness to the back of this case. If you were to drop it on its back, it'll definitely do a good job of protecting it. Get to the front, we see nothing covering up the home button or anything like that, and you can see that very large lip here. So this is the biggest difference I've noticed between the candy shell and the MightyShell, is that the lip and the edge is much bigger and bulkier. So as you can see, if you were to drop that face down, that's definitely not touching the glass screen. So I think this would do a little bit better of a job as far as when you drop it face down, protecting it. The candy shell does have a lip on it, so that, it's not like it's completely flush to it, but this is a slightly larger lip than what the candy shell has. So that's pretty much it, guys. Overall, that's the MightyShell from Speck. Retails for $50, so it's a little bit more pricey than the average, like the Speck candy shell. But like I mentioned before, it does provide a little bit more protection. Not a big, humongous, gap between the two, because they're both very protective cases. But overall, it's a very nice case. I think anyone that purchases it isn't going to have any issues with it at all. It doesn't have much bulk, as you can see. Still pretty light, nice tight case, and so it doesn't make it the iPhone any bigger than it already is. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about this product, I read each and every comment on all of my videos, and so I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up as well. And if you want to stay up to date with all of my content, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, guys, make sure you stop by geeksterlabs.com for the latest in tech news and video reviews, and I will see you in the next video review.